Well, hello, hello, hello. Much love to you all. May God bless you all. Smash that like button, share this out. I'm going to go over just two quick news updates. So, the United Nations Security Council is calling for an end to the Israel and Hezbollah war. We're seeing actually, I think there's a live video going on right now about this, but the United Nations Security Council called for a durable end to the year-long IDF-Hezbollah war as Netanyahu insists that Israel would continue to strike the Iranian proxy group wherever it was situated in Lebanon. They go on to emphasize the need for a diplomatic endeavors that would bring a durable end to the conflict and allow citizens on both sides of the blue line to return safely to their homes. Swiss ambassador to the UN told reporters in New York on Monday night. I do believe here on Tuesday morning they're still having a meeting that is going on. But the United States, which has typically blocked such measures, backed the statement. The carefully worded statement did not mention either Israel or Hezbollah, but rather preferred to the parties. So they go on to continue to say deep concern for civilian casualties and suffering, the destruction of civilian infrastructure, and the rising number of internally displaced people. They called on all parties to abide by international humanitarian law. There was a resolution 1701 which set the ceasefire terms that ended the Second Lebanon War. They recognized that the need for further practical measures to achieve that outcome, and they spoke out about peacekeeping troops on the Lebanese side of the border, known as United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon. The members of the Security Council expressed their strong concerns after several unified positions came under fire in the past days and several peacekeepers have been wounded. They urged that all parties to respect the safety and security of the personnel that the UN has put out there. So earlier in that day, Netanyahu said, "We will continue to strike Hezbollah without mercy in Lebanon, including Beirut. Everything is according to operational considerations." Also, bringing this up because every time it's extremely hot or extremely cold, I always want to remind people to do not forget the homeless and do not forget the elderly. Do not leave your dogs or cats outside very long during very hot and very cold temperatures. United States in general, across the whole board, is seeing lower temperatures than normal. Some places already snow. Um, it's 46 right now in Indiana. Last week it was like in the 80s every day. Now, that doesn't mean that this cold's lasting for long. I see in the forecast in Indiana, we're going to get back in the 70s. So I think just this week we have this cold spree. Hey, if you got things like, plants that can be indoor plants like we started pulling them in because we don't want them to die. They'll be alive next year, you know, pulling them in and out from inside and outside, depending on, of course, the weather. But guys, definitely, if you pass somebody that is homeless and they're cold, I typically in the car I carry hand warmers with us so we can hand these things out whenever I see somebody when it's really cold. Typically, when it's really cold, I'm going to say I don't see a lot of homeless in the general areas that I normally see. A lot of them do hunker down or go inside shelters, but that's not the case for everybody. But guys, um, I'm paying attention to this stuff. Usually, this cold does not hit until leaves already start falling off. We have no change of color of leaves here in Indiana. The stuff just, my personal opinion, I think, because the seasons are not changing how they normally do, I feel this is killing off and weakening a lot of the trees. That's why they break so much easier. Go in here and check out these two YouTube shorts if you have not. And also, tomorrow we will be live at 7 p.m. Eastern starting the book of Acts. This is going to be a very important study right here. Now, I just put together Saturday's sermon at 10:30 a.m. Eastern called The Cintron and the Vine. This is definitely this kind of blew my mind what the Holy Spirit gave me. So awesome. We did the book of Genesis audio live yesterday, played it. It was 4 hours long. 22 of you stood in there the whole time. I was checking from time to time, but I was not in there with you guys. So thank you guys for coming in there on that. Don't forget to check the community tab on a daily because they are censorshipping. They weren't at the beginning of the month, but they are starting to censorship really heavy again. So may God bless you all. And until we meet again, Lord willing, you fight from victory, not from defeat. And that is thanks to King Jesus.